Hey, hi everyone, welcome to the Wednesday class. Kat's on the chat, so please say hi. Sarah's the first person to say hi this morning. Bit of a cool morning in Norwich, and we're in the triple heater month, which is what we need to keep ourselves warm and everything. So we're going to continue our theme this month, which is basically regulating the three burners. I'm going to run a poll. Let's just see, we've got 20 people, some people are still arriving, but there's Lynn Simonetta from Rome. Hi there, Jane, Mary, Becca, James, Vicky. I'm going to run the poll that Carolyn, and I'm going to run the poll that we put out right at the beginning of the pandemic, right when we first started here, which is we do like to do this every now and then, is just check out your general stress level. So I'm going to run that poll. How are you actually coping? I'm coping well. I'm okay, neutral. I'm stressed. I'm very stressed. Just to kind of check in with you all. What we do is we do the scans, and I want to ask a few more questions as well today, so we can tune into the burners, we can tune to find out how you're doing in terms of your general overall energy, and then we can tweak the all of the exercises around you as a group. So let's see. Okay, look, we've got about a third of you are saying they're stressed or very stressed, so I'm glad you came. Okay, and hopefully those of you who are feeling well and okay is because you come to the Wednesday class, so keep coming, and we'll try and keep everyone in the group on track. Okay, so here we go. First of all, let's do our body scan. It's always a good idea once a week to scan through our body and just check in, arrive kind of thing, find out where we're at, and then we'll tune into the burners and find out what's going on with those two. So here we go. I'm going to do it standing up. I've got my piece of paper. Hope you've got yours too at home. And what we're going to do is just scan our whole body. We're going to start off. Imagine you're tuning in right above your head, and we're going to go down through the body. Just tuning, just seeing how we are. And we're just going to draw a picture when we've done that of anywhere in our body that we feel, well, it could be a very positive thing. Maybe there's somewhere that you're feeling very positive and very strong, but it may be some other areas where you're feeling maybe a bit blocked or maybe a bit weak, you need more energy there, or you need to move a bit. So, okay, so let's do it. We're going to stand comfortably. We're going to just relax, and I'm going to close my eyes. I'm going to bring my awareness right above my head, and I'm going to go down through my body. Maybe you can join me here. Through the head, checking out the feeling of the skull, down through into the eyes. What are they feeling like today? What are they like? And then down ears. The jaw is the first real joint that we get to when we scan down. So how's that? That's a place where we often hold a lot of tension. Just check, make sure your jaw is nice and relaxed. And then checking the sinuses, your mouth and teeth, and the whole jaw area. Just going to feel for how that is on this Wednesday. And then we're going to go down through the neck. We've got two main parts of the neck. We've got the actual spine of the cervical vertebrae in the spine. We've also got the throat, thyroid, and all this area here. So we're going to check that out as we go down. Okay, very good. And so now we're going to go down into the chest. We're going to go to the shoulders and down through the arms, into the hands. Just see how your arms are feeling. Okay, and then the chest area. So we're going to scan down through the chest. You've got the heart, lungs, the thoracic spine, the shoulder blades, the whole shoulder girdle. And then we've got the diaphragm. And then the whole abdominal region. So we're going to scan down through there. Don't forget the back. Don't forget to tune into the spine at the back. And then we go down into the pelvic floor and the hips. And then down through the legs and into the feet. Okay, very good. So now just relax and take an overview of your whole energy. Things to notice are you feeling a little bit up in the body, with some more energy at the front, at the back, anywhere particular that feels blocked? Things like that we look for. We look for any obstructions anywhere, and try and put it into one big picture. And then create an image in your mind, and then we're going to draw it. It doesn't have to even look like a person. It can be very abstract, if you like. I've got and you can draw how you're feeling. So I'm going to do mine today. Okay, very good. So my body's kind of a bit strange today. Look, feel like I've got more energy up in my head for some reason. That looks like I've definitely got a bit too much yang energy up there, and I could do with a lot more grounding and just generally more centering down there. So it could be as crazy as you like, your picture. It doesn't have to look like a person. Just has to look like how you're feeling. That's all. Okay, excellent. So now let's do the 3 burner scan. So you just need to divide up your paper like this into 3 areas, and we're going to scan the 3 burners so that we can get an idea of where we're at. So we do that all together, just standing and relaxing. Okay. And we'll do them all together. We'll do the 3 scans and then we'll draw at the end. And that's a really good way to do it, because we can compare then at the end and see which of 3 burning spaces or 3 heaters we most need to work on. Okay, so let's do it. Okay, so we're standing comfortably. So let's tune into the lower burner first. That's the pelvic floor and the sacrum at the back, and the whole of this lower part below the navel. We're just tuning into that area there. Okay, now what is that like? Just get an idea of what that's like. Don't forget to go all the way through into the back. Very good. So now let's switch our attention upwards to the middle burner. That's above the navel, below the diaphragm. So we're looking at this area. If I give you a bit of a close-up, we've got the diaphragm here underneath the ribs, and we've got this whole area here that we've got the stomach here and the liver, all in that area, a lot of digestive organs there. And we also include the lower part of the thoracic, that's this part here. There's some acupuncture points on the back that correspond directly with the digestive organs. I'm going to close my eyes for a second. Okay, tuning into the middle burner, comparing it with the lower burner. Does it feel the same or does it feel different? Okay, so just get a feeling for that. Okay, and then we're going for the upper burner. So that's the lungs and the heart, basically, and the thoracic spine, the top of the thoracic spine. Okay, excellent. Tuning into those 3 burning spaces. Now we're going to compare them, just going to relax and compare them. Turn that into an image. And then we're going to draw it on our 3 burner chart here. Always a really good idea to just tune in, because it's very interesting to see how the burners change one week to the next. And we had quite a big turnaround in the last few weeks as a group. So it'll be very interesting today to find out where you're at. So I'm going to find and run the 3 burner poll. Which burner would you like to work on today? Which burner do you want to work on most today? So let's just do that. And we'll see how we get on as a group. So last week we've had some quite big swings lately from from the upper actually more into the middle, and it looks like that's continuing today, unless we've got a few more people voting. So we've got any more people voting? Look at that, middle burner. Look at that, and look, I'm right with you there. Look at that. So that's going to be definitely worth doing. Let's find out also. I'm gonna yes. What I want is, which of these best describes your scan? Let's see. Oh yeah, okay. This is another one that's really useful for pacing the session as a whole, which is based on Chinese medicine for those Shiatsu practitioners of you out there, which is basically when you look at your whole body scan, which best describes it? And we've got basically essentially balanced. We've got blocked or obstructed, weak or tired, hot or agitated, that's a yin deficient or heat, or we've got cold or frozen, which is more of a yang deficient. And this has been really useful over the last few weeks, especially as we've been working with the triple heater, because really the triple heater is all to do with regulating energy in the body. So we need to know which is the most dominant in your energy, whether it's more blocked or weak or tired. Okay, so what have we got? Okay, look at that. We've got about half and half. So we've got exactly half and half. So what we'll do is, as we go through the exercises today, what we'll do is we'll adjust them depending on what your total energy is like. So basically, the recommendation is, if you're feeling weak and tired and you're finding the exercise is too much, take them much slower, do the tapping lighter, and even just sit out for a while. If you're feeling really tired, you can always sit down, and the most tonifying way to do it is to just breathe and just imagine you're doing it if you're finding the actual exercise is too strong. If you're feeling more blocked, especially when we get to apply a place that's really something that you want to work on, you may want to do the shaking a little bit more vigorously. You may want to do the tapping a bit harder, focusing in on that obstructed area, breathing into it and moving it. Okay, so it's very much a case of adapting the exercises for your own individual energy state. Okay, because one size doesn't fit all with any exercise system. Okay, cool. So we've got the middle burner as our most dominant burner. So we're going to start off obviously with the lower burner first. We'll look at some of the links between the lower and the middle burner. But for those of you who are feeling more tired than anything else, we will soon be doing kidney 1, so don't worry about that. But first of all, let's do some shaking. Shaking is really good if you've got obstruction in the body. So again, if you're feeling really tired, you want to take this a bit easy. If you can sit down and breathe and imagine you're shaking. But for those of you that are obstructed, it's a really good idea to release anything in the body, any obstruction in the body. Okay, so we're going to do it a little bit differently today. So instead of going down through the body, I'm going to get you to focus in on your own particular most blocked part. Okay, and this may also be relevant if you're feeling weak and tired, because usually there's some obstruction somewhere. So what we're going to do is, first of all, we're going to scan through. We're going to find the place in the body, wherever it is, where you feel the most obstructed. And we're going to start at a shaking, very, very small shakes, just in that area. And we're going to slowly expand it out into the whole body. Okay, so first of all, just closing our eyes. Let's get that feeling of nice connection with the earth. We're going to open up kidney 1, work on that in a little bit. Okay. Feel our weight on the ground really arrive in your body. And then scanning through, find the place where you really would like the most release. And we're going to just gently shake. I'm going to pick one place where I feel I need it most. We're going to start off with very small shaking in that one place. Targeting in there. Once you feel it starting to loosen, then we can spread the shaking out through the whole body. So we're starting off in one particular place, and then slowly spreading that out as you feel that area loosening and releasing, spreading it out into the rest of the body. Okay, excellent. So we're going to keep that going, and now we're going to start using targeted breathing to help release. So we're going to breathe into the area that we're shaking. So we're breathing, imagining the breath going to that area. Okay, and then as we breathe out, we want to make that breath out as long as possible. Very good. And then we breathe in again. And then okay, so really good reason for elongating the out breath is it regulates the nervous system and it puts us more into the parasympathetic mode, which is more of the releasing mode. So if you're tensing up because you're really because you're in fight and flight and you're like tensing up because your nervous system is really active, okay, the long exhalation will help the physical release of the body. Okay, so let's do that a few more times. We're shaking the area we want to release and we're doing the long exhalation, breathing in. And breathing out, relaxing, okay? Okay, very good. So now it's time to really let that shake travel through your body. You might find one or two other little areas that need releasing along the way. Try to get those shaking with the breath. So we're breathing in, breathing out. Shaking out through the fingers, shaking out through the toes and the feet. Okay, very good. Okay, shaking cures 1,000 diseases, so we must have cured at least 250 then, I think, without any trouble at all. Okay, it's really, that's a Chinese saying, shaking cures 1,000 diseases. Okay, so it's very good for obstruction. Also, if you're feeling a little bit weak and tired, take it easy and really emphasize the breathing. Okay, now let's just check in and see how we're feeling in terms of connection with the earth. Now, I already know from my whole body scan, I am in trouble today. I'm feeling like this, my head is about this big, it's full of energy, and I really need to, I'm getting a bit obviously too overexcited about everything. I need to basically calm everything down, bring the breath down, and connecting down with the earth. And I imagine probably quite a few, we all feel a little bit like that from time to time. So you know what's coming, don't you? Kidney 1 is the point of choice. But before we do kidney 1, let's just check in and see where we're at, like how we're feeling connected with the earth, okay? And there's lots and lots of exercises in Qi Gong, Tai Chi and everything to make sure that we have got that connection. So I'm just tuning in right now and I would put my connection with the earth at about maybe 2 or 3 out of 10. And I'm hoping to improve that a lot in the next few minutes. So let's get the chair ready, and we're going to work kidney 1. Here we go. There we are. Okay, now if you're feeling very tired, okay, and you're feeling very low in energy, here's a little hint to really make the most of working kidney 1. And the way we can do that is by incorporating the lower abdominal breathing with it. So you remember this breathing pattern we do where we breathe in, and we bring the breath down into the lower dantian. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, just sit for a second and just make sure our breathing is as low as possible. We're bringing energy in with the breath. Okay, and then breathing out. Just breathing out slowly, keeping that feeling of energy in the lower part here, in the lower burner. Okay, now once we've established that, let's just do a few more breaths. Okay, once we've established that, and we've got that nice feeling of solidity there, only then do we want to go to the kidney 1, because kidney 1 connects up through the kidney channel and into the lower burner. So having this awareness of the breathing and keeping that breathing going all the time as we do kidney 1 is going to accentuate the tonifying aspect of working these points. Okay, so we're going to do this now with just opening up kidney 1. Remember, it's 1/3 of the distance between the top and the heel here. This if we take 1/3 of the distance down, it's right in there. Okay, and I'm just going to open it up with my fingertips. I'm opening it out. Okay, now here's a handy hint for all of those that voted for obstruction in the middle burner. There must be quite a few of us, judging by the polls. What you can do here is, as well as pressing in kidney 1, which is tonifying the yin, the connection with the earth, you can also stretch out the foot this way, because what that does is it opens up some of the yang channels that run down from the middle burner. So we're kind of like getting the middle burner prepared in advance. So we're working here, opening this out. We've got some famous points, liver 3, for example, here. We can work by pressing in here. What you'll notice if you're really obstructing the middle burner, quite often you get a lot of obstruction here, kind of like a blockage here. It's a really good idea to move that. And then we've got the stomach channel right next to it. Basically all around this area here, a really good place to work for the middle burner. Okay, great. So now it's time to keep that lower abdominal breathing. I'm holding kidney 3 behind the ankle here, which is the tonifying point for the kidney, and I'm tapping my kidney 1. Okay, only a bit more. Keeping that lower abdominal breathing going. There we go. Very good. Excellent. Right, let's do the other foot. Okay, same thing. Let's just check in with the lower abdominal breathing, make sure that's really nice and steady. And I can already feel a big difference between my left and right feet if I just tune in down to my feet there. So let's do the other side. So we've got kidney 1, and then we've got the liver and the stomach channels here to open up this way and open them out this way. We're going to squeeze it there and tap. Yeah, squeeze and tap. Okay. Just get a bit more work on liver 3. A little bit more holding on to kidney 3 with my thumb. Excellent. Look at that. Here we go. Squeezing in. There we go. Right. And okay, excellent. So here we go. Let's see how many out of 10 we're going to score ourselves for connecting with the earth. So let's just see. Pretty good. I'd give myself a 7 now. So that's a pretty big 7 out of 10 for grounding down into the earth, feeling that yin energy coming up from the earth. So let's just see if we can get it even higher by doing some serious Qi Gong style breathing. This is particularly useful for those of you who are feeling tired and depleted, because it's very tonifying. It's mainly internal exercise. It's like a Qi Gong healing kind of exercise for increasing the yin. Now we've opened up kidney 1, we can keep that point open by just wiggling our fingers. I'm wiggling our toes. I can wiggling my feet like this, keeping that open. Okay. Place the hand on the dantian, lower dantian, relaxing the hips, floating our head up with the golden thread from the heavens to balance that out and open up the spine. Okay. And now what we're going to do is we're going to literally imagine that we're breathing in yin energy from the earth as we breathe in. So the air will be coming this way, but we imagine cool nutrients and water and food coming from the earth up through kidney 1, up through the channels in the yin channels of the leg, and it collects here. And then when we exhale, we imagine our root going down like a tree through and deep into the earth. And then when we breathe in, that root brings those nutrients up, okay? And so basically what that does is it emphasizes the connection with the earth, the yin connection with the earth. Okay, let's try it and see what happens. Okay, so here we go. We've got connections and we've got breathing. So I'm going to close my eyes here and I'm going to imagine as deep down into the earth as I can. And imagine that yin from the earth coming up as I breathe in. Drawing it up. Holding the breath. Send your roots down. Breathe out. Send those roots down to the center of the earth. Very good. Now it's just going to take our time here. Keep our imagination right down into the earth. Breathing in. Imagine that nutrients coming up from the earth. And we're going to hold it for a second. Imagine the roots down. Send the roots down. Excellent. Okay. Wow. We're going to move now. Breathing in, more nutrients coming up. And breathing out. Sending it down through into the earth. Okay. 2 more. Ready? Breathing in. One more. Let's really bring that up. And breathe out. Okay, excellent. So now we can score ourselves. Must be about 9 out of 10 by now, if not 10 out of 10 in terms of the connection with the earth here. In fact, I don't think I'm ever going to be able to move my leg from this ground again. It's completely rooted down. The roots are too deep into the earth. I can't move my leg now. I'm going to have to stay like this for the rest of the session. Okay, so the reason we need to do that is because we need to get that lower burner as strong as possible, particularly with yin energy, because it needs to be calm and relaxed and grounded, because that provides a foundation for releasing the middle burner. And for those of you who are Shiatsu practitioners and you know your TCM, you'll know that the liver yin and the liver blood is really important for keeping all the joints moving and cool and lubricated, and also particularly good for keeping the liver qi moving. You don't want liver qi to obstruct. And quite often you'll get a pattern where you get liver blood and yin deficiency. This is traditional Chinese medicine, can lead to problems with the joints and things like that. Okay, so getting this area here first as a foundation is really, really important. So now we should be able to go up and we shouldn't have too much problems getting that middle burner as released as possible. And there's two main ways that we get obstruction here. It's the stomach, which goes on the front of the body, and we've got the liver channels which run down the sides, the inside and the outside. So you can find out now very, very quickly in the next 5 minutes whether you're more a stomachy person or a livery type of person, because you'll feel a difference here depending on which channel we work. Okay, So let's do it. Let's start off with the stomach channel. And we're going to just open the stomach channel up a little bit with a stretch. I'll show you what it is. It's just literally stretching backwards like this, very, very simply, opening up this part of the body. The stomach channel runs down the front of the body, if you remember, right into the face. We're going to keep our hands by our sides. We're going to breathe in. Keep that kidney one connected, okay? And we're just very simply going to stretch backwards and bring my knees slightly forwards. I'm lifting my head up. I'm stretching the whole front of my body. Okay, and you may be able to feel that stretch all the way down the front of your body here, down into the feet. Okay, so let's do it a couple more times. Breathing in, breathing out. Very good. One more. Bring the knees forward slightly, open up the front of the body, lifting the chin, opening up here. That's opening the stomach channel. Okay, so basically, if you do yoga, if you're into yoga, anything that stretches the body back this way is going to open up the stomach channel and the spleen channel. Okay, so now let's do some doing. Again, if you're feeling a little bit weak, you want to take this nice and easy. But if you're feeling obstruction in the middle burner, you might want to just really try this and see if it can help us. Okay, we're going to work around this area first. We're going to tap this way and then down either side of the navel. This is the stomach channel. Down, okay, outside of the body, outside of the legs, down towards the knees. Okay, so here we go. Down to the outside of the knees, down towards the feet, and then up the inside of the body. This is the yin channel, this is the spleen, up the yin channel, and then up that into the middle burner again. Okay, so here we go, down. All the while I'm just tuning into here to see whether I can find any points that really feel like they're affecting the middle burner. Stomach 36, just below the knee, down and up. Very good. One more time. Going to go down, stomach channel. And up the spleen. Okay, cool. Right, so now tune into your middle burner, especially if you're a middle burner person. And just see if you can feel any movement there. If you can, it could be that the stomach meridian is the one you need to work on. Let's now switch to the liver and gallbladder and see what happens. We're going to start tapping here, either side of the rib near the floating rib. Okay, this is around where liver 13 is. If you remember, it goes up to liver 14 here. If you remember that from the previous Wednesday classes, we won't be actually getting to the liver meridian until December. Okay, we've got 2 more months left, can you believe it, of our epic journey around the meridians. Yeah, we've got the gallbladder and liver coming up in November and December, and we've just got the triple heater to finish. So this, we're going to go really, this will be the last points actually that we do just before Christmas. We're going to go down now, go into the hips here. This is where the gallbladder, if you remember, gallbladder 30 is. Really good place for releasing the hips, and then down, outside the legs. Gallbladder 34, always worth a tap. We go down to the ankles and then up the inside of the legs. And back up to here again. Right, good, cool. Okay, so let's do it again. Liver 13 and 14. Gallbladder 30. Down the outside of the legs to gallbladder 34. Down to the ankles, and up the liver channel, and then back up onto the ribs again, okay? And then off we go again. One more time around, we're going to go liver 13 and 14, gallbladder, down the outside of the gallbladder channel, up the inside. Cool. Okay, very good. So now tuning in again to your middle burner. And you'll know now whether you're more of a stomachy or more of a liver person, because if you get more of a change now with liver, that's me, you'll know that you're more of a liver obstructing middle burner person. Okay, so that gives you an idea if you want to do anything during the week, that you can do some of the twisting exercises and the doing exercises to help the middle burner. Okay, so just talking of twisting exercises, let's do this exercise. Don't forget the lower burner, don't forget kidney 1. We mustn't forget that. We're going to keep that nice and centered and connected to the earth. Opening up kidney 1, wiggling my toes. Breathing down, reminding ourselves of that connection down into the earth. Just tucking the tail in a little bit, softening the hips. Excellent. Now we've got the head floating up and we're going to rotate on the spine here, keeping the hips fairly straight. So we get a twist on the middle burner here. And we've got that twist going right into the middle burner, looking around, keeping it nice and easy. If you're really obstructed, you want a bit more strength to the whole thing, we can add in this tapping. This tapping taps the sides of the body, taps the liver and the gallbladder channels. Okay, if you want it a bit stronger, or if you want it a little bit more gentle, we can just do this. Keep that middle burner moving as much as we can. That's it. Okay, excellent. And then maybe a little bit of a shake, because when we start moving the liver chi, it's really good to move that about. So I'm just going to give it a little bit of an overall shake here. Keeping that kidney 1 connected to the earth, relaxing the hips, relaxing the whole abdomen, relaxing the jaw, shaking out. Okay, excellent work. Absolutely brilliant. So now we've got 20 minutes left to do the upper burner and clear out those yang channels. We want to make sure we do that before we leave the session, just to make sure we've got all the yang channels released. So let's go into the upper burner now. Sorry, coughing is to do with the lungs. I think that's a spontaneous cough there. We've got the lungs. And we've got the heart and the pericardium. So let's first of all get the lungs tonified. Now this is really interesting because the breath that we bring in is anchored by the lower burner. We need the middle burner released so the diaphragm can descend, but we also need the energy in the lower burner to grasp the qi from the lungs. So what we're going to do now, and this is particularly useful if you are more on the tired end of the group, it's really important to get that internal link between the lower burner and the lungs, okay? I'll show you how you can do that internally. So what happens is, instead of emphasizing the in-breath and emphasizing the lungs, a bit like this, okay, what we do is we anchor down into the earth, keep the energy in the, keep our focus in the lower burner, okay? And then you'll notice a completely different quality to the breath. So let's try that. We're placing the hands over the lower dantian. Okay, we're relaxing the shoulders, opening up kidney 1 and feeling that connection with the earth. Okay. And now I want you to imagine that the breath comes in and it actually goes in through, fills the lungs and goes down and connects with the lower burner, keeping the diaphragm as relaxed as possible. Here we go. Okay, breathing in. Okay. And breathing out slowly. Breathing in. Okay, breathing out slowly. Keeping the attention down here in the lower dantian. Breathing in and breathing out. Okay, now let's see if we can maintain that internal feeling and directly work on the lungs. So we're not going to be doing this. We're holding our energy there in the lower dantian. Now we're going to go into the lung stretch. Keep the energy down in the lower dantian. There we go. All right. Breathing in. Keep that diaphragm released. Keep the energy going down, but opening up the lungs. Very good. Okay. And then breathing out as slowly as possible. Okay. Now, do you feel the difference there? So just breathe in again. Keep the energy down here. Open up the lungs. Slow breathing out and stretch. That's a completely anchored breath that connects down with the low dantian. Here we go. One more time. Breathing in. Keep those feet, keep that kidney one open. Keep it centered and breathing out. Okay, now that's really important. If you're feeling stressed and you're feeling tired, that's probably the most important exercise you can do, because what it does is it engages the vagal nerve, it increases the parasympathetic nervous system activation, so basically it relaxes our body, de-stresses you. But the other important thing is a breathing regulation. Doing it like that means that you're going to get loads of energy in from the breath, oxygenation of the blood and all that kind of thing. And what's not going to happen is you're not going to go into an upper respiratory breathing pattern that triggers the sympathetic nervous system, because what normally happens when we get stressed is the body wants to take in a lot of air, and you get this type of stress breathing where you go high in the body. But that what that does is it's really for short-term running away from a threat. If it gets into our body pattern, what happens is we get stuck in a circular loop. We get stuck in a nervous system loop where the breathing pattern triggers off the parasympathetic nervous system, and it tells our brain that we're under threat, and that goes back down into the lungs, and we get an increasing pattern of okay. So the way to break out of that is two things. We need the connection with the earth, we need the lower abdominal breathing, and we need the connection between this breath and the lower dantian, keeping the middle burner released and open to allow the diaphragm to go down. And we need to emphasize a deep, slow exhalation with the belly breathing. So it's not like this, it's like this. Breathing in. And long exhalation like this. Feeling chilled out? That's the way to do it. Okay, excellent. So that's the lungs. So we'll just do a little bit on the pericardium, and then we'll work on the yang channels just to make sure that we've got no obstruction anywhere in our yang channels. We don't want that. Okay, the pericardium stretch is this one. Again, because of the vagal nerve connection, we want to emphasize the exhalation. Breathing in, breathe out slowly and go into the stretch. Keep the breathing low though. Keep that kidney one connected to the earth, releasing the diaphragm. Keep that regulation of the heartbeat connected to the nervous system and the adrenal system, using the breath. Breathing in, slow exhalation. Calming the heartbeat, relaxing the upper burner. Okay, and again, breathing in. Okay, very good. And we can do some tapping here, just checking to make sure this area is nice and open and it's not obstructed. We're going to tap down. And up. Down. And up. Down. And up. Okay, and we're on the triple heater meridian here. Look, this is the heart protector. We switch around, and this is triple heater, the meridian of the month. Triple heater 5, remember we had that? It goes up into the shoulder, Remember the point we did on the shoulder yesterday, that's near, last week, it's like near gallbladder 21. We're going to revise that in a moment. Okay, so we go around, chest, down, and up. Okay, middle burner people, don't forget that heart protector 6 directly connects with the middle burner and the diaphragm. So we use for nausea, things like that. And that's the other side of the hand from triple heater 5, just a point revision here. Got pericardium 6, triple heater 5, those 2 points, really good for that, regulating the 3 heaters and also regulating the middle burner there on the arm. Okay, excellent. Brushing off. Okay, so now it's time for point of the week. I'm going to flip back and look at the ones we've looked at this month. I'm just going to get my slides up here. Here we go. Right, so here we go. This is the one we're going to do today. I'm going to flip back and just remind ourselves. Triple heater 5, remember that? The outer border gate. It's used for head and neck pain. Also connects to the pericardium 6, just I just mentioned that, regulates the 3 heaters. And it's to do in Chinese medicine with creating the Wei Qi, which is what we need to protect our body from external pernicious influences like cold and heat and so on. Okay, then we looked at triple heater 15. That's this one right on the top of the shoulder. Remember, it unbinds the chest. It's really good for pain in the shoulder and the neck, and it opens up the chest. We did an experiment last week with that. It was good fun. So, okay, we're going up the triple heater meridian now. We're going to get up towards the eyes where it finishes. I thought it might be fun just to experiment with triple heater 17. It's right just behind the earlobe. So you actually bend your earlobe out of the way, and it's just in that little crevice there. You really don't want to press in very hard though, because it's a very sensitive point. It's a very useful point because it's one of the window of sky points. So it's one of this special group of points that basically connect ourselves up to connects the head and the sky and the energy to the sky. So it's kind of like pretty amazing. But it's also a local point for the ears and the jaw. Okay, so if you want to just press that point and we just visualize the triple heater channel, you'll find that it will connect you with connect the eyes and the ears with and the jaw actually with the rest of the channel. So what I recommend we do is just have an experiment with that. So we're going to it's just right here, just underneath the earlobe, just in this indentation here. Okay. And if we just close our eyes for a second, just touch the point very gently, and then track the feeling in your into your head, and you'll probably feel a connection into the ear, and you may feel a connection up to the outside of the eyes, and that's where the channel runs up into the head. And then if you visualize down from that point, you'll probably feel it connecting down into the shoulders and then down into the arms. Okay, now if we use this finger, this is where the triple heater this is the triple heater finger. If we connect that with that point, open up the egg under our armpit to open up the channels in the arm. You may be able to feel the connection down the outside of the arm from the shoulders right into that finger there. And we've created a circuit with a triple heater channel. Okay, there we are. And that's point of the week. We're making our way up towards the end of the triple heater channel. And next week it'll be the last Wednesday of the month, and we'll find out where the triple heater channel ends. Another really great point. Okay, very good. We've got 10 minutes just to clear out those yang channels. We really should do that before we finish up. So here we go. We're just going to do some tapping and release all of the yang channels in the body. Again, particularly if you're feeling tired, you may want to just think through this exercise. But whatever we do, let's not forget that the yin supports the yang. So even when we're tapping away and clearing the yang channels from the head, it's really good idea to keep that kidney one open, keep ourselves grounded, and let that yin energy come up from the earth, and that will naturally allow us to release downwards and release the yang channels. Okay, so let's just keep that in our focus. We're opening up kidney 1, keeping the breath down nice and easy into the lower dantian. Open up the armpits with our little egg, imaginary egg. A little bit of a shake, just to keep that energy moving. And then we're just going to tap along the forehead, keeping the sinuses open. Tap over the top of the head, down onto the back of the neck. Okay, and tapping the sides of the head. And this is a bit of a promotion for next week, because we're going to be going up the triple Qi channel to the side of the temples, and then we're going to be going on to the next meridian, which is also on the side of the body, which is our home run, is the wood element meridian, gallbladder and liver, which is going to take us all the way through to Christmas and the New Year, and that will complete our epic 1-year cycle around the entire meridian system. So like getting pretty excited about that. And the side of the head is going to be really important. We'll find out why next week. Okay, but just for now, we're just going to tap it down the sides of the neck. Okay, and now check this out. We know a little bit more about the shoulder, don't we? Because we've got gallbladder 21. We've also got the triple heater point just behind it, which opens up the chest. So look, we can tap downwards to release the shoulder. And then just like we did last week, just going backwards a little bit, opening up, and you'll feel that resonating and opening up the chest. Excellent. Now you notice the triple heater channel runs on the outside of the arms, and the gallbladder channel runs on the outside of the legs. And that's no coincidence, because they're connected. So basically when we get to here, we can go down the outside of the arms, brushing off, tapping here, down here, brushing energy away from the head using the triple heater channel. And then once we've done this, we can wipe the side of the head, tap the top of the shoulders, and then wipe and tap down the outside of the leg, right down to the feet, and just get any gallbladder channel obstructions in the body that are in the head, down, out, through the feet. Okay, excellent. So now let's just work the front of the face. So we're working here, we're tapping the sinuses and pressing in around the nose. Large intestine 20. And you notice the stomach and the large intestine points are all kind of connected up together. And that's no accident either, because the large intestine channel and the stomach channel are connected in the legs and the arms, which means that they're on the front of the body. You squeeze down the neck, the front of the neck, and then we can go down towards the large intestine channel here, brushing off, and we can go down the stomach channel, brushing off. And that's our front yang channels, brushing energy away from the head. Yeah? So we've got sides, triple heater and gallbladder, front, large intestine and stomach, which just leaves the back. And that's our bladder and small intestine channel. So we can tap around here, tap down the back of the arms and brush off down the back of the shoulder here. This is where the small intestine channel is. And brush off down towards the little finger. And that completes our clearing of the yang channels in the arm, and just leaves the bladder channel down the back, which is the back leg channel, to do, and then we'll be finished. So let's just tap down around Qi Gong, really important area to release. Okay, and then down, 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 and brushing off. Tapping as high as we can. And if you've got someone who's working with you, you can always tap each other's back, working the back. Very good. Okay, brushing all the way down, so we've cleared all the yang channels out. Just enough time to have a bit of a shake and finish off with some lovely breathing, okay? So, last shake. Just make sure there's no obstruction or anything stuck in the head. And just wipe my eyes a few more times, I think. Just wiping the face, clearing it all off. And there we are. Okay, perfect. So now let's check in, make sure that we're connected down into the earth. Keep the head floating upwards. And we're going to finish off by doing this Tai Chi breathing. We're going to connect with the heaven and earth energy by breathing in and floating down. Okay, connect with kidney 1 and pushing up from the earth. Connecting the head top with the heavens, floating down, pushing up from the earth. Floating down, pushing up from the earth. Floating down and pushing up from the earth. Okay, we can reverse that just to balance the yin and yang out. So now we can feel connection with the earth, feel heavy, sink down into the earth, breathing in, okay? And then switch to the head top, float up, increasing the yang connection. Okay, so it's feeling heavy, connecting downwards, floating upwards from the head top. Sinking down, floating up. Sinking down, floating up. Very good. Okay, so now we'll do 5 breaths, and it's up to you depending on what you want. If you feel you're floating up still, concentrate on focusing downwards. If you're feeling a little bit too heavy maybe, then you can concentrate more on floating up. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. And the last one, number 5. Okay, very good. So now we're just tuning in, seeing how we feel compared to how we felt 1 hour ago. Just remembering our first scan and comparing that with how we're feeling right now. Okay, fantastic. Hope you enjoyed the class. I've got to finish up. I've got a client coming any second. Thank you, Kat, for looking after the chat. Absolutely brilliant. Let's have a quick look and see. Oh my goodness, looks really active. There we are. Thank you very much. I'll put a heart in the chat to all of you. Yeah, brilliant. Okay, so hopefully you'll have a good week and we can look after you again next time. All right. Okay, we've got a few questions here. Let's have a quick look. Physical, emotional, spiritual aspects week by week in turn. What a great idea, Jane. That's a great idea. We'll have to do that in the new year. We're always looking for new ideas. That would be really good, wouldn't it, Kat? Absolutely. Let's see what other questions we've got. And then it's about energy circuit connections. James asked about that. Yeah, actually, one of the main energy circuits, James, that we haven't done much on is the microcosmic orbit. We did a little bit about that last year. That's something I'd like to work on as well in the new year. Once we've gone through all the channels, and we've got the conception vessel and governing vessel, the Ren and Do channels. They're really important for, again, energy development and stuff like that. The link to the chakras. I mean, there's tons of stuff we can do. Yeah, so that's a really good question that we can deal with. But that, Kat, we'll have to remember that. It's a really good idea to look at those different levels. What a great idea. Okay, we have to go. See you next Wednesday for the last of the triple heater, and have a fantastic week. Okay, here we go, ending the session.